Hey everybody, welcome to the Colorado Knits podcast. My name is Carrie. I am your hostess of the Colorado Knits podcast. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Colorado Knits. And you can email me at hello@coloradoknits.net. And ideally the show notes for this will be able to be found at coloradoknits.net. I haven't written them yet though, so I'm not sure about that. So welcome, hello. Today is Friday, May 20th, 2022. We're about to get snow here in Colorado. It was 90 degrees yesterday. It's gonna snow here this afternoon. It is cold and rainy, and I really thought I'd love how cold and rainy it was, and then my house was really cold, so while I was working from home today, and I didn't like that. So, but I did get to wear my new sweater, so we'll get to that. I have pros and cons of this lovely sweater. So thanks for joining me. If you're a new viewer, hopefully I won't go on too long babbling about yarn, life, and whatnot, and my dogs. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. It's nice to be back on a schedule every couple of weeks. Haven't done a whole lot. So with that, we'll get into it. I did sort of decorate my office a little. I have a dog asleep under a table over here. I have dogs walking in and out, so hopefully we will, it won't be too crazy. So I guess we'll get right into the knitting content. First of all, I'm gonna start off by saying, let's see, Emily from Between Knits and Pearls and Little Cabin Knits, she is expecting her first baby today, little Jimmy, as she calls him. She's being induced this afternoon at 4 o'clock in Alaska, so good luck with that, Emily. And then another regular viewer, Krista, who was Knit One, Pug Two, and now I think she's Pug One, Pearl Two or something. She made a mistake on Instagram, on validating herself on Instagram and lost her account. She is having surgery today, so good luck with that, Krista. Like I said, all she has to do is go to sleep, let the surgeons do their stuff, wake up. And that's all good. Having a baby's a little different. So good luck if you are having any medical things going on. Good luck to you as well. So with that, let's get on to knitting. Finished object. This is my Cape Cod, lightweight Cape Cod sweater. I've got a tank top on underneath it because it's got a funny collar. I do not like how the collar on this lies. This is, I knit this in about 2 weeks. I used Knit Pick Stroll in navy, which I loved, and Knit Pick Stroll hand paint in Gumball, which looks great here. It's a little more heathered than I would have thought it was, but I do love it. It was super quick to knit up. It is a circular yoke. That's going to be part of the problem on why I don't love it. I don't think circular yokes fit me very well because I go from very little neck to kind of broad shoulders. Not even in shape right now, but when I am in shape, my shoulders are big. So it's just kind of funky how it fits. It does have short row shaping in the back, which should help it lie, but actually makes it bunch up more. If I wear it more like a boat neck, it works pretty well, but it's not gonna stay as a boat neck because as I'm sitting here typing at work, it's gonna come up. And you can see, all of this is mosaic. It is all either, that's garter. This is mosaic. All of these are slip stitches. This is not stranded color work. You're only ever working one color at a time. I love the little features, the sleeves, and same thing. No one needs to see my belly. Same thing on the bottom there. So I do love it. I just don't love the neckline. I do envision doing one in pink with white, pink, and black speckles for this part, but I'm gonna look into, do I do it a smaller size? How do I make that happen? This is my first time knitting a sweater out of Stroll. I've done Hawthorne before from Knit Picks. This was incredibly affordable, and this yarn is so soft and comfy. It is machine wash and dry. I machine washed it. We have a new front loader, and it dries things even when you put it on not a high spin. I washed it on delicate. It doesn't have a hand wash, but I also know with this yarn, because I have used this yarn before. It's pretty much a workhorse yarn. So it was almost dry when it came out. And so blocking it, I mean, was just really laying it out. I don't know if I can do anything with the neck on blocking because I didn't stretch it. I didn't do anything with it anyway. So the pattern again is the lightweight Cape Cod sweater. I've only found it on Ravelry. It was $6. I will say, I don't think $6 is expensive for a pattern, but the way this pattern was written, it is not for first-time sweater knitters. It was just not clear instructions. I knew what I was doing. I totally understood, but there were things like, oh, it's either pouring or sleeting right now in front of my house. Sorry. There were things like increase 50 stitches. That's the other thing. The increases are huge. And that happens a lot with circular yokes, but I'd rather have a small increase, small increase, small increase. So the increases were gigantic on this, but it was like increase 48 stitches. And if you don't know to go look up how to increase in the round evenly, if you don't know that, increasing 40 stitches over 200 stitches isn't always so easy. And it's not 200 stitches, it's like 212 stitches or something. So it's kind of funky like that. So I just used an online tool that's linked on my Ravelry page. I think it's also going to be linked on my project page on my blog for how to do that. I have like 5 pieces of hair that always come over and they're longer, and that's very annoying. So that is the big finished object. Obviously, I have my knitting mojo back now that we've been in the house a month, so things are starting to come back, and that is wonderful. The only other thing I've finished is yet another pair of folded hem Felici socks. These are the Under the Boardwalk summer shorties, Under the Boardwalk footies. I don't know, I've made like 13 pair of them. And basically they are short rows to keep it on. Normally there's either a rolled or a ribbed cuff, short rows, heel flap, gusset, regular sock, very basic pattern. I have added the folded hem on these because I am hooked on folded hems, and I knit these out of Knit Picks Felici in the Baker Street colorway because it was pre-wound and it was in my house. So I had it and it was super easy to cast on. Obviously they don't match because it's a 50-gram ball. I use 49 grams. The last pair I made 2 pairs for my sister. They're sitting over there. I still have not mailed them to her. One used 50, like exactly. I had like 2 feet of yarn left, and the other one used like 45. So I don't know, I didn't weigh them, I just based on that. So these are about, when I do the folded hem, which is an 18 row folded hem, these are about 50 grams. So I do love being able to use an entire skein. I am just watching it snow out there. An entire skein of Felici, because when I do Turkish bed socks, it leaves just enough to be annoying. If I do it without the folded cuff, again, just enough to be annoying to me. So another pair of those. These are for me. I've needed navy socks. Of course, they have no navy showing. This was really frustrating. There's navy. It's right on the inside of the fold. So those are those. I grabbed another skein of Felici out of my mothball bin, and it aired out yesterday before the rain. So now I will have another skein to do yet another pair of those. So on the needles, I don't have a lot on the needles. I have something, but it's in the other room and I don't edit, so I'm not gonna go get it. I have my Sassy Spirit wrap, which I have been working on for several months now. I've showed it before, and it is on the it's on my blog, and I've enjoyed working on it, but I haven't touched it since I started the sweater. I haven't touched it since before the move, so I'm hoping to get back into that and finish that before Zombie Knitpocalypse. When we were getting ready to move, I decided to pull out a pair of socks. I had already had everything skeined up, or caked up. So I pulled out some yarn by Artistic Yarn by Abby. It's called Gingerbread House. Super cute. And I cast on 2 toes. I used, because I figured we're moving. If I have time to knit, I don't want to deal with toes because it's the only part that I can't do on a 9-inch circular. So I cast on 2 toes and I put a 9-inch circ in both and I knit a sock. I finished it last night. This is, you know, I've been puttering around with it. Haven't really been working that hard on it, but, I decided to do I did it toe up, fish lips kiss heel. I decided to try and do a folded hem, not a picot bind off. And I kind of screwed it up, but it works and it fits just fine. I accidentally just picked up the stitches, knit them together, but I didn't bind it off. I keep looking at the snow. I'm sorry, everybody. It is really coming down. I'll add that in at the end. I'll turn the camera. So there is a ridge in there. You can see this ridge, which is kind of annoying, but when it's on my leg, I don't even notice it. And I do not even know what happened here. I got some funky thing going on there. I don't know. But they're fine. And these are Christmas socks anyway. I don't wear a lot of brown. Love the yarn, Artistic Yarn by Abby. But as I mentioned, I started 2 socks. Last night during the hockey games, went to go find my next pair of socks to get started. Looked in my bag, look in my lovely Tula pink bag, and I had 2 ChiaoGoo 9-inch circ packages. I had no second sock. I do not know where the needle and the toe are. They are completely MIA. I searched in every room in this house and I couldn't find them anywhere, and they could be in a car or they could be in, I don't know, I doubt they're in a garbage can, but they're somewhere I have a toe cast on. So I knew I would use almost all of the mini because of the folded hem, the heel and the toe that came with the socks, that came with the yarn. So I just found some, it does not match, but it's my feet and nobody's going to be seeing my toes. And in Colorado, we have such hard water that as soon as they do see it, this all will be off-white before we know it. And I started a new sock. So unfortunately, I had to spend half an hour doing a toe, which I don't mind, but the whole thing was like, I'd already done this toe. Awesome, we're ready to rock and roll. So that did not happen, but not much to show, just a couple rows of the pattern yarn, and it is gonna match up pretty perfectly, I think. So that's always nice. So that's all that's on my needles. I am about to cast on needle adjacent. I'm not sure if I showed this 2 weeks ago, but sorry for crinkling. I'm going to cast on the Cozy Classic Raglan using, again, this is like brought to you by Knit Picks, who does not compensate me in the least. I have been wanting to make this sweater. I rarely knit with mohair. I haven't knit with mohair in forever. And so I didn't want to spend a gazillion dollars to see if I wanted a sweater with mohair. So I decided I wanted to use Hawthorne Speckled because I love this. I've knit several sweaters out of it. It's incredibly affordable. It's $14 for one of these when it's not on sale. And then I was going to blend it with mohair. And I swear I talked about this already. And I thought white is boring and I can't wear white. If you know me, I cannot wear white. So then I was like, oh, navy would be awesome. Knit Picks doesn't make navy mohair, and I'm lazy and didn't want to go shopping for mohair, whether it be online or whatever. And I really did want navy, but I went with Celestial, and it is so bright. It is the most royal, and I do love this color. I just don't know about wearing an entire, like that doesn't really show how bright it is, I swear. The camera, when you take a picture versus when I turn on the video, the coloring is so very different. So I have this in Celestial with this, and I went and looked on Ravelry and saw some people who had used these 2 colors together to see how bright blue it is, and it's really not that bad. It is lovely, but it's really not that bad. So I definitely know I already talked about this yarn, so I don't need to talk about it again, but this is still literally sitting in a bag. This is, hey, look, it's Knit Picks Stroll Gradient. And I have 4 skeins of that to do something with. I am not sure what. So that's needle adjacent. And that's all I've got on the knitting front. I do have some acquisitions that came in the mail, which is a good segue for more out than more in. And I'm gonna just take a quick drink. This is my not suitable for work bottle. It says this could be vodka because I work in addiction recovery.